Welcome back to Restauranttopia. We got CARA Baker on episode today from Eat Local, Florida, talking about QR codes. Everyone sees them. Everyone wants to know how to use them. We're going to get a ton of pro tips here. CARA, thanks for being on the show today.
Thanks for having me. I'm excited to be here.
This is so cool. Every restaurant I go to has the QR code on the table or it's on the sign. And I think so many operators don't know how, one, to generate them and where to send people once they do generate them and how to best utilize QR codes. So can you help our audience on that and tell us a little bit about what you're seeing in the Florida market?
Imagine a perfect world where you can build a restaurant, open the doors, and make loads of money. Unfortunately, those days are over. It takes great leadership, hard work, and long hours to operate a successful restaurant. Together, we can make it happen. This is Restauranttopia.
So QR codes have actually been around for a while, but they're making a comeback out of nowhere. Well, I can't say out of nowhere.
I think the pandemic may have a little bit to do with it.
Had something to do with it.
We see QR codes at a lot of restaurants. Not everyone's using it. What are some of the pro tips that you can give to our audience that really will help them up their game and using QR codes to convert traffic and to generate more revenue for their operation?
Menus for a restaurant, they all started like slowly switching to paper. I don't know about you, but I hate a paper menu. It drives me nuts. They get wet. The whole idea behind it was toss it.
Yeah.
Once they're done, toss it. But then you start realizing some restaurants, you sit down, they hand you the paper menu and it's already wet or it's already dirty and it's ripped.
Mm-hmm.
What's the whole point of having the paper menu at that point? A diner already used it. I work in business development for Local Turtle Foods, who sponsors Eat Local Florida.
Cool.
My whole goal is to onboard new customers, but also keep up the relationship with the customers that I do work with. So whether it's a customer, a current customer of ours, or a prospect that I'm trying to bring on, I, just like Eat Local, where we will offer it to the service to any restaurants, whether it's a customer of Local Turtle Foods or not, I still try to give them that advice, especially in this day and age where, inflation is crazy, prices are so volatile. Every other day, the restaurateur, their price on tuna just went up $2 from 2 days ago. That kind of thing, you have to raise your menu prices. And I try to convince them of that, but a lot of restaurateurs, or even if it's the chef that makes that decision, they're intimidated by it.
Well, because you got to update the menu.
You have to update the menu.
So I think one of the things that really pushed QR codes to the next level was obviously the pandemic and everything that went on with that, but also the iPhone and that operating system allows you to open up your camera, and once it recognizes the QR code, it instantly, like Android has done for the last several years, it pops up the link right there. Mm-hmm. So there's no app that you need to download. Already your phone, whether it's Apple or Android, immediately open up your camera, you focus it on the QR code, and the link is right there. So you can really push people into the menu so quickly. Mm-hmm. And I love what you're saying about the ability to update that menu digitally much quicker and much cheaper than you can with paper or other hard copies that somebody might have.
Absolutely. And again, like I mentioned, prices are going up and down like crazy. Mm-hmm. So if you're too scared to raise your prices on your menu because you're not an Applebee's or a Chili's of the world. You don't have that kind of money to just splurge on new menus periodically. It's not cheap. It's efficient, and those restaurateurs that are scared to raise their prices, or the owners, they just don't want to lose customers. Mm-hmm. These local independents, sometimes they're small mom and pops.
Could just have a static one and point them to one's URL on the website.
You could.
And just make sure that you keep updating that
the
page
actual website.
on the website.
Yes.
So what apps or programs are you using to generate the QR code?
There's a ton. I always will suggest to customers to go with the cheapest bet because they all do the same thing in the end, And it's not just when it comes to updating your menu. It's with anything. And, tying it back into social media, it's the quickest way to get people to directly go, like you said, the website, you don't even have to take the picture. It just pops up and you just click on it. So it doesn't have to take you to the restaurant's website. It can, or it could be to their Instagram page, to their Facebook, to whatever social media outlet or platform that they can tell you all day long, hey, go to Fresco's Waterfront Bistro. That's our tag on Instagram. Unless they're standing there, right there, my server, above me, I'm not going to go and do it, No. So to me, it's if you have a QR code where I'm sitting there waiting for my food and I scan it and it takes me to your Instagram, I mean, it can't get easier than that. Everything's about efficiency these days.
I agree. And we've had some really good guests on that have touched on QR codes. Matt Plapp had some great tips on getting people to sign up and using a QR code to then send them to a sign up page. You could get that customer's information. I think that's a great tool. But just to have that quick interaction with the customer, I think is so very important. I saw one operator in Akron, one flyer, and it had 2 QR codes. One, I had a good experience. It directed them to Google reviews and allowed you to make a review. And then another one was a QR code that sent you to, hey, I didn't have a good experience. And that sent you to an email where you could automatically complain.
That's genius.
So that took them off of social media, off of basically putting you on public blast on a complaint, and directly to that manager, the ability to directly get in contact with the manager of that restaurant and give them the opportunity before everyone knows about it to fix the problem.
I love that. There's so many things you can do with a QR code, really, to help your restaurant. And they can... not even just your restaurant. The other day I was at my doctor, and when you go to check in, you don't even have to fill out any paperwork. It just says, scan this QR code, takes you right to the patient portal, and you fill out all that paperwork before you go to see the doctor.
How nice is that?
It's so convenient.
Yeah. No, I think, and that's where restaurateurs need to step up their game with the customer to make sure that they're adding that level of convenience, because customers, they need it, they want it, it's what they're expecting. So as operators, I think everyone needs to think as a customer, and how do you put yourself in that position and go through that customer journey when they walk in the door, when they are seated. What QR codes are you using to then make that customer visit better and facilitate that information flow? And I think QR codes are a really cool mechanism to do that.
I was actually just going to touch on that, because I know for me, I go out to eat a lot. I work in the restaurant industry.
Yeah.
So when I go out to eat, there are times where, dinner at your restaurant Lago, beautiful. Yeah. So we have that dinner. I want to sit. I want to be there for a while, enjoy ourselves, have great food, drinks, conversation. But then there's some times where I got a meeting, like I got to get going. So if I can go and sit down at the table, I don't have to wait for the server, especially when it's busy. It's a nightmare. You don't have to wait 5 minutes for a server to come up to you. It's right there. You just scan it. You can look at your menu right then and there. By the time they get there, I'm ready to place my order. I'll put it all in at once.
And that's understanding the customer journey and really putting yourself in the restaurant customer's shoes, and understanding, like, is this a business meeting? That person doesn't want to be staring at a menu for 10 minutes. They want to know what they're going to order before their meeting appointment arrives. And how do you facilitate that fast track that allows them to put their order in quicker, allows them to turn that table quicker, and it gives a better customer experience. And I think that is so vital, is using QR codes to facilitate a customer journey that is quick, efficient, and enjoyable.
And it even goes as far as there is a restaurant in Tampa that I was dining there. And
name names.
It's not a local independent. And so I did go there for a birthday. Yes, okay. I did go there for a friend's birthday.
You got forced.
I wasn't going to say it. I wasn't going to say it.
I think we're using the word friend loosely here. No, friend.
Yeah, right. It was Starbucks, okay, guys. Right?
Friends don't make friends go to national chains.
Okay, it was for a friend's birthday. We did go to a national chain. When you sat down, not just seeing the menu, you can order right then and there. Yeah. The server comes and they deliver your food, but it's not your server. It's all of them. They all work together. You're not even placing your order through a server. You scan it, you pick, you send it, and the food comes.
I mean, we've had so many great guests, and my co-hosts are amazing, and that's some of the things that they've said on past episodes of Restaurantopia is you're going to see the move away from the server to more food runners and allowing people to order at the table, just because of the labor shortage, that the old model may not work for every operation. So if you can eliminate 3 or 4 servers, that's going to be critical.
100%.
It's a great tool that I think more operators can utilize. We're going to put the different QR code generators in the show notes, so people who want to find a good tool to use for their operation can go to restaurantopia.com. There's going to be more information about Local Turtle and Eat Local Florida in the show notes, so check it out. CARA Baker, so thankful that you were able to come in today. Welcome to Ohio.
I was going to say, it's my first time in Ohio. I'm happy to be here.
Thank you so much for your time.
Thanks for having me, guys.
This is a high-quality pod. Thank you, everybody.
Take care. Adios.
Thank you for listening to Restaurantopia. The gratitude that we have for each and every one of you spending your precious time to listen to this podcast is immeasurable. Please make sure to tell a friend about this podcast. And also, if you have any feedback for us, visit us on restaurantopia.com and drop us a line. You can also subscribe on your favorite place to listen to podcasts. Thank you and have a great day.
We are excited to announce the Restaurantopia VIP Text Club. Join by texting the word podcast to 844-928-4257. You will get access to exclusive content, industry news, deals, announcements, pro tips, and more. The VIP Text Club is an exclusive community of independent restaurant owners and professionals. Join today. Message and data rates may apply. Please check our website for our terms of service and privacy policy. We also want to thank our sponsor, Hillcrest Food Service. If you are a local independent restaurant and are looking for a distributor who has chef and operational consulting, provides marketing support, does menu reviews, and most importantly, wants you to be successful, reach out to Hillcrest Food Service at hillcrestfoods.com.